Hello, Scorpio, Sun Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So, Scorpio, today we're going to go over your overall energy as well as your person's overall energy. So, with all that being said, Scorpio, let's get started. How does Scorpio currently view this relationship? All right, Scorpio. So we do have the Four of Cups, we got the Three of Wands, and then we also have the King of Pentacles out here. For some of you, you could be dealing with a Taurus, possibly a Leo, maybe even a Cancer. It doesn't necessarily have to be the case though, but Scorpio, it kind of, this to me feels like phases that you're going through, so just kind of keep that in mind. With that Four of Cups coming out here, something was keeping you in a very stuck and stagnant place. I am definitely getting that. Whatever this thing was that was keeping you in a very stuck and stagnant place, I feel like you're finally moving past it and getting over it. I do want to look a little bit more into the Four of Cups, just to kind of see what was actually keeping you in a very stuck and stagnant place. I do feel like it more than likely was a person that was keeping you in a very stuck and stagnant place. Well, how do I say this? How do I actually say this? I just feel like there was someone that came into your life that you really, really did like, that you really, saw yourself having, a future with. And I just kind of feel like you got a little distracted, is basically what I'm getting. It kind of looks like you spent a lot of time focusing on them and your relationship with them and the life that you essentially wanted with them, to the point where you started to kind of lose sight of other things, is basically what I'm getting, which created a lot of stagnancy in other departments in your life, is basically what I'm getting, because you kind of put a lot of things on the back burner. It's basically what I'm getting. So you could have put your goals on the back burner because you just wanted to solely focus on them and your relationship with them. If that is the case, though, I do see you learning to establish the art of balance in your life, where you're allowing other things to coexist in your life, because it kind of looks like the only thing that you were really allowing to like coexist in your life was them and your relationship with them. And like I said, a lot of, other things kind of like, yeah, a lot of things kind of fell, like I would say, like on the back burner for you, like your education, your career, your business if you have one, the life that you've always wanted to manifest and create for yourself, your goals, things of that nature. But I do see you getting back to like focusing on your goals all over again, the life that you want to manifest and create for yourself, that specific line of work that you've been dying to get into, your education, things of that nature. But this is just you finally learning to establish that art of balance in your life. So I do still see you focusing on them and your relationship with them, but I also see you focusing on other things like your career, your business if you have one, your education, things of that nature. Because I just feel like the moment you got with this person, dude, it's like you put a lot of things on the back burner to just solely focus on them and your relationship with them. So for some of you, you could very well be considering and finally going back to school because that's something that you've always wanted to do. I just kind of feel like this relationship kind of distracted you a little bit. Maybe you're looking, for ways to expand within a business that you currently have. That's also a possibility as well for some of you out there. But one thing that I do like though, Scorpio, is that you're recognizing what has been a massive distraction in your life, and you're also coming down to a resolution to resolve that issue, because at the end of the day, you don't want to continue to put your education on the back burner. You don't want to continue to put your goals on the back burner anymore just because you're with this person. I am definitely getting that. The fact that you put a lot of things on the back burner just to solely focus on them and your relationship with them created a level of unhappiness within your life. Like, don't get me wrong, I think that you're really happy with this person. I just kind of feel like you were extremely unhappy because you have yet to get this career of yours off the ground. You have yet to get this business of yours off the ground. You have yet to go back to school to get in that and get into that specific line of work you've been dying to get into. You see what I mean? So although this person and this dynamic that you share with this person brings a lot of happiness and joy into your life, when it comes down to specifically your career, there is an overall energy of dissatisfaction there, because you've been so distracted, like I said, by this relationship. You really haven't been focusing on your education or getting this career of yours off the ground or this business of yours off the ground. Now let's focus on this person and see how they're currently viewing this relationship with you. Whatever it is that you're deciding to do with your life now, like go back to school, or start that business you've always wanted to start, or focus on getting your career off the ground. I do feel like it is going to take some of your time and energy from this person and, you know, your relationship with them. I personally don't think that this person's going to like it, to be completely honest. I don't think that this person's going to like the fact that you're investing time and energy towards your education or getting your career off the ground or your business off the ground. I am definitely getting that they're not necessarily going to like it because it is going to take up some of your time and some of your energy, but I don't see them, you know, expressing that to you, if that makes any sense. With the Five of Swords to the Four of Swords, that creates an Ace of Swords at play, which basically represents communication, clarity, as well as truth. Now, this combo is kind of leaning more towards communication. I don't feel like this person's going to communicate to you that they feel some type of way about you going back to school. They feel some type of way about you trying to get this career of yours off the ground. They feel some type of way about you wanting to essentially get this business of yours off the ground. I am definitely getting that. But they're not going to communicate that to you. They're just going to keep it to themselves, but they do feel some type of way. It's like this person just wants you to dedicate and devote all of your time and energy towards them and nothing else. Okay. How does this person currently feel? Okay. We have the Six of Pentacles. We got the Nine of Swords. And then we also have the Five of Wands. Okay. All right. When it comes down to how this person's currently feeling about you and this dynamic that they share with you, once you start pouring time and energy towards getting your career off the ground, your business off the ground, or focusing on, for example, like your education, I do believe that this person's going to be making some, you know, comments here and there. Like they might say something along the lines of, well, ever since you started going back to school, you know, like we barely talk now. We barely spend time with one another now. Ever since you started focusing on getting your career off the ground, you know, we just don't spend time together. We just don't hang out anymore. We barely even see each other now. I just kind of see this person making little comments here and there to kind of hint to you that they're not really happy with you focusing on getting your career off the ground, your business off the ground, or focusing on your education. They're going to definitely hint to you, you know, that they're, you know, they feel some type of way and that they're not happy about it. Now, they're not going to make it seem like they're not supportive of you getting your career off the ground or your business off the ground, or focusing on your education, because I'm specifically getting that they're not going to come off like, you know, like they're not supportive of what you're trying to do with your life, like career-wise, because they're going to come off like they are supportive. I am definitely getting that, but deep down inside, are they happy about all of this? No. And I honestly feel like there's more to the story in regards to like why this person's not so happy about you focusing on your career, or your education, or getting this business of yours off the ground. I feel like there's far more to the story than what I'm gathering, because this person comes off to me as somebody who's very, very bothered, like on an internal level, about you getting this career of yours off the ground, this business of yours off the ground. Like I feel like there's far more to this story. Like I feel like the only thing that they're going to mention to you, like here and there, is, oh, well, you just don't spend time with me anymore. And, you know, ever since you started going back to school, it's like I barely see you. And then we barely talk, because once you're done with work, you know, you're focusing on, you know, your education, you're at school. So it's like we could barely talk to each other, or barely see each other. Like they're going to make it seem like it has everything to do with the two of you not speaking to one another, not seeing one another, or spending quality time with one another. But I don't know, dude. I feel like there's far more to this I feel like there's more to this story. I'm just not picking up on it. So I do want to grab my other deck that's like on the other side of this room. And I'll be right back. 1 second. All right, let's look at the Nine of Swords, because I'm pretty sure the Nine of Swords is going to kind of like reveal to us what the real issue is. All right. Tell me more about the... I'm not going to take that. Tell me more about the Nine of Swords. Okay, so we have the Page of Wands in the reverse. Page of Wands in the reverse basically represents bad news. Interesting. With the Seven of Pentacles to the World. All right, well, that was pretty quick. You know, this person feels... Or, well, let me say it like this. The real issue here when it comes down to you focusing on getting your career off the ground or your business off the ground, or, you know, your education, for example, has a lot to do with them, you know, being extremely worried and concerned that if you do get this business of yours off the ground, if you do get this career of yours off the ground, if you end up finishing school and then you end up getting into that line of work that could bring a lot of abundance and stability into your life, what's going to end up happening here between the two of you? Are you guys going to continue to remain with one another, or are you going to leave them? You know what I mean? Is basically what I'm getting. It's like this person feels like the moment you get this business of yours off the ground, you're going to turn around and leave them. It's as if this person feels like if you were to turn around and get your career off the ground, that you're just going to turn around and basically leave them, is basically what I'm getting. And this is kind of why they're kind of looking at this whole you focusing on getting this career of yours off the ground or this business of yours off the ground as like a negative thing, because in their head they think like, well, you know, if they get this business of theirs off the ground, if they get this career of theirs off the ground, are they going to turn around and leave me? Is that what's going to end up happening? That they're just going to turn around and leave me? Is that what's going to end up happening? That's what they're worried and concerned about. That's going to essentially happen here between the two of you. So that's the real issue here. They're just not going to like outright tell you that that's the real issue that they're having here. They're just going to make it seem like you're just not spending time with them. They're just going to make it seem like, you know, y'all just don't talk anymore or like see each other anymore because now you're focusing on your education. Now you're focusing on getting your career off the ground or your business off the ground. And that's taking up your time and your energy from them and your relationship with them, you see? All right, how does Scorpio feel? We have the High Priestess, we got the Ten of Pentacles, and then we also have the King of Cups. I like this energy. I do. I like this energy that you're harnessing when it comes down to, you know, you getting this business of yours off the ground or this career of yours off the ground. You know, whatever this thing is that you're pouring so much time and energy towards, I do believe it has a lot to do with you either getting your career off the ground or your business off the ground. And I do see you pouring a lot of your time and energy towards getting your career off the ground or your business off the ground. I am definitely getting that. I'm also getting like an energy of you noticing a lot of growth and expansion, you know, within your career or within your business. I am definitely getting that strongly on a soul level and on an intuitive level. A lot of you feel like the more you dump time and energy towards this, you know, career that you want to get off the ground or this business that you want to get off the ground, you'll be exactly where you want to essentially be financially speaking. It's basically what I'm getting. And I see you doing just that. Okay. I see you doing just that. You want to reach a point, dude, where you find yourself doing very well for yourself, business-wise, career-wise, and financially speaking. And a lot of you feel on a soul level and on an intuitive level that you could totally make it happen. You just got to put in the work. You know what I mean? You just got to put in the work. What actions will this person take? Okay. Towards Scorpio or moving forward. So we do have the Devil. We also have the Eight of Pentacles, and then we also have the World out here. This person's extremely convinced that once you get this career of yours off the ground or this business of yours off the ground, that you're going to end up leaving them. So before you are able to get this career of yours off the ground or this business of yours off the ground, they're going to make sure that they as well are in a good place, you know, financially. So that way, if you do decide, right, to like turn around and leave them, at least they'll be good. You know what I mean? Financially is basically what I'm getting. You guys might share finances with one another. That's definitely a possibility. That's definitely a possibility. But yeah, it's like this person is like preparing themselves for you to essentially leave them the moment, you know what I mean, you get this career of yours off the ground or this business of yours off the ground. It's like they're preparing themselves in advance is basically what I'm getting. They're preparing themselves in advance. Okay. All right. What actions will Scorpio take towards this person or moving forward? All right, we do have the Two of Wands, we do have the Tower, and then we also have the World out here. Okay. Things are for the most part, taking a turn here for the worse between you and this person. And with the Two of Wands coming out here, that's kind of telling me you don't really know what to do about it. You just don't know what to do about it, but you are noticing that things are taking a turn here for the worse between the two of you, and you don't know what the hell to do about it. I feel like because this person's under the impression that you're going to turn around and leave them the moment you get this career of yours off the ground or this business of yours off the ground, they could very well be you know, treating you poorly. That's definitely a possibility. They could very well be starting a lot of fights and arguments with you. That's definitely a possibility. I just feel like this person is choosing to kind of keep their real issue that they're having in all of this from you, is basically what I'm getting. It's like, yeah, it's like this person's keeping the real issue that they have here from you. I feel like if this person were to just be open and honest and transparent with you and just tell you straight up like, hey, like, you know, now that, you know, you're focusing on getting your career off the ground, your business off the ground, I'm kind of worried and concerned that, you know, you're going to start making, you know, all of this money and you're going to turn around and basically leave me. Instead of them doing that, they're choosing to kind of just keep it all to themselves. You see what I mean? And I feel like they're moving in this relationship as if it is about to come to an end here, between the two of you is basically what I'm getting. Tell me more about the Two of Wands. We have the Empress, we got the Page of Swords, and then we also have the Six of Pentacles coming out here. Yeah, it's like this relationship between the two of you, it's going south and you're not entirely sure why, because it's not like, and I feel like this entire thing does bring you a lot of confusion because it's not like you're doing anything on your end to cause the relationship to go south. It's just fucking going south and you're not entirely sure like why it's going south, especially when you're not doing anything to cause this relationship to go south here between the two of you. Again, I feel like it has a lot to do with this worry and this concern that they have that they're not really expressing to you. That's the thing. They're not really expressing what they're really worried about and what they're really concerned about, which is, you know, what I already basically mentioned. And whatever it is that you're currently doing right now, which I feel like it has a lot to do with either getting your business off the ground or your career off the ground. I don't feel like you're just solely doing it for yourself. I feel like you're doing it, you know, yes, for yourself as well as, you know, for them and your future with them. So in other words, by this career of yours getting off the ground or this business of yours getting off the ground, it's going to benefit not only you, but it's going to also benefit them because you kind of have the mentality of, I'm doing this for myself, but I'm also doing this for us. But see, the thing with them is they think, oh, no, you're doing this just for yourself. You know what I mean? You're not doing this for us. You're just doing this for yourself. And when you start making all this money, you're going to turn around and leave them on top of that. And I don't even feel like you have any sort of intentions of leaving them. Because again, it's like, yes, you're getting your education on for yourself. So that way you can get into that, you know, particular line of work you've always wanted to get into that you genuinely think, believe, and feel can bring a lot of abundance and stability into your life, but as well as theirs. It's like you're looking at what you're currently doing for yourself as something that's going to benefit you, yes, but also them in the life that you want to go off and manifest and create with them. Let's say that you want to go off and buy a house with them. Well, you know, you need to be in that position where you are doing well for yourself financially speaking, so you can go off and buy that dream house you've always wanted, you know, with them. You see what I mean? So it's like, it's not you're doing all of this so that way you could turn around and leave them in the end. You're doing all of this so you could turn around and create the life you've always wanted with them, and be in the position financially that you've always wanted to essentially be in. But I just kind of feel like this person's not being honest and transparent with you when it comes down to like what the real issue is. And the real issue is that this person thinks once you get your business off the ground, your career off the ground, you're going to dip out on them and you're going to leave them. It's basically what I'm getting. Which I am definitely getting is going to encourage this person to go off and do something. So this person might decide to go back to school. This person might decide to, you know, get their career off the ground or their business off the ground. Because again, this person's under the impression that once this career of yours gets off the ground, you're going to turn around and leave them. So I do see this person to, I do see this person, you know, for the most part, deciding to focus on a lot of their time and energy towards their career, as well as, you know, getting their bit, you know, their business off the ground if that's what they're trying to do. Because I do see this person very focused on their money, very focused on, you know, their career or that business they've always wanted to essentially get off the ground. It's basically what I'm getting. All right. So that's what the real issue here is. They're just not telling you. All right. So that is what I have for you. Hopefully the reading helped. Hopefully it resonated. And I will see you guys in your next reading. Bye.